So you're my husband's brother's wife, right? Man, it feels weird to say that. Like, that makes us practically nothing, right? But anyway, this is Annie's number, isn't it? Can I ask who this is? I'm Jerry's wife, Cindy. Oh, Cindy. I remember you now. Yeah, that's right. I'm Joey's wife, Annie. I'm trying to think. The last time we saw each other was your wedding, wasn't it? It's been far too long. Yeah, sure. Sorry to message you out of the blue. Anyway, Jerry and I decided we were going to come and stay with his folks for a few days this weekend. You and your husband Joey are living in his parents' house, aren't you? That's right. A while back, his parents got in a car accident, which left them both injured. We've been living with them ever since to help them out with taking care of the house, cooking meals, that sort of thing. Oh, are you? Okay, then you'll need to get one of the rooms ready for us to stay in. And one more thing, I want you to get some good food for us. And I mean good food, okay? Oh, really? Oh, that's a bummer. I was planning on making bad food, so you'll just have to deal with that. Are you serious right now? You're going to make bad food for us on purpose? It was a joke, Cindy. I'm sorry, I guess my brand of humor is a bit too dry for you. You call that humor? Ugh. Anyway, your poor attempt at a joke aside, your older brother and his wife are coming to stay with you. And remember, that house is not yours. It's my husband's parents'. They're allowing you to live there. That means you need to work overtime to ensure that we are comfortable and satisfied. Think about it this way. This is a test for whether or not you're worthy of being a member of this family. It's a test? Uh-oh, I never got very good grades in school. That doesn't surprise me at all, honestly. No, that was... Oh, forget it. Well, this is a far more important test than any you've ever taken before in your life. You should be thanking me for deigning to tell you about it. It's up to you to prepare some of the best food we've ever seen. Anything less than that, and it'll be like throwing mud on the family's name. Do I make myself clear? Yeah, sure, Cindy. I'll do my best. Hi there, Jerry. How are you doing these days?
Annie, it's great to hear from you. We're doing fine, no complaints here. How about you? I know it must be hard for you and Joey to take care of our parents all the time. I really appreciate everything you do for us.
Oh, it's no trouble, really. By the way, I just got a message from Cindy. I guess you guys are planning on staying here for a few days this weekend?
Yeah, that's right. I was planning on letting you guys know later on today. I hope it's not going to be too much trouble, since I'm sure you guys already have your hands full. I'm actually really looking forward to getting out of the house and having some company. To tell the truth, it's been kind of difficult adjusting to living with Cindy.
It won't be any trouble at all. You're more than welcome. And I totally understand about you and Cindy. You guys haven't been married all that long, and living with another person 24/7 takes some time to get adjusted to. That's why I thought I'd dust off my chef's cap and whip up something just like I did in the good old days. That'll be just the thing we need to help us all come closer as a family.
No way! Are you serious? You're actually gonna cook for us? Oh man, I don't know if I can afford that. How much do you need to make it worth your time?
For the family? Absolutely nothing.
No, I can't let you do this for free. I feel like at the bare minimum 10 Benjamins are in order.
Nonsense. I am serious. I don't need anything, okay? I'm doing it because I want to. So, do you have any requests? What are you in the mood for?
Good grief, somebody pinch me. I must be dreaming. All right, let's see. How about something Italian? That shouldn't be too much trouble.
Italian? Coming right up.
Man, I am so jealous of my brother and parents. They get to eat your cooking every day. I do most of the cooking for us, but I've kind of gotten tired of eating my own food.
Well, I'll prepare an Italian feast that will have your taste buds tingling all the way into the new year.
Stop! I can only get so excited before I have a stroke or something.
All right, well, I'll let you go now then. We're looking forward to seeing you guys. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Have you no shame? I told you to prepare some good food, not whatever pig slop this is. I mean, did you buy this from a convenience store or something? I feel like I'm going to get food poisoning just by looking at this stuff. Excuse me? Did you just call my cooking pig slop? That's incredibly rude and uncalled for, Cindy. But not even half as rude as what you did with the food I worked all day to prepare. I thought you were taking it into the kitchen to serve it onto plates. But you threw it all into the garbage? You're apparently incapable of comprehending the English language, so this is the only way I could get through to you. I was clear about my expectations for you, and you failed miserably. The family's oldest son and his wife came home to your house to visit, you uncultured cretin. You should have gotten us a professionally catered dinner. I am talking lobster, caviar, and sushi. You know, the food that people who actually matter eat. I have never in my life met a woman as senseless and classless as you. It pains me to even call you a woman. I don't believe the way you're talking to me right now. I don't believe what an awful hostess you are. I didn't ask you to cook anything by yourself. Who would want to eat anything that your filthy hands have touched? I mean, what is this stuff anyway? Did you just buy canned pasta sauce from the store? That might be good enough for someone with a caveman's taste in food, but some of us have more discerning tastes. My God, when I think that my poor husband's parents and little brother have to put up with eating this every day, it brings a tear to my eye. Plus, the smell of your cooking is just awful. I might have to get out of here. I think I might go and pick up some fast food instead. I spent all morning and afternoon getting this dinner ready for you guys when you got here, just for you to throw it all away and insult me? You might be my brother-in-law's wife, but there is only so much a person can take. Oh yeah, and just what are you going to do about it, huh? Don't you understand how low you rank around here? Your husband is the youngest son of the family, and you're living with his parents. That basically means you're nothing but a maid. Is that how you really feel? Duh. Honestly, I can't believe you actually agreed to move in with them. If Jerry told me I had to spend all my days babysitting his invalid parents, I think I'd divorce him on the spot. I see. Well, then in that case, allow me to save you the trouble of divorcing me. I'd rather die than stay married to a vile woman like you. Huh? What's with you all of a sudden? You're not my husband. Actually, I am, and I never want to see your face again. Wait a second. Jerry, is that really you?
That's right. I saw Annie's face turn pale as a ghost while staring at her phone, so I knew something must have been up. And knowing you, chances were that you were involved somehow, so I took the liberty of looking at the screen over her shoulder. I am so disappointed in you, Cindy. Ever since we got married, you've gradually let more and more of your true personality show, and I do not like what I'm seeing. Frankly, I don't think I'm going to be able to put up with you for the rest of the week, much less the rest of our lives.
Jerry, you are way overreacting to this. I mean, it's not like I'm the only one at fault here. Annie shares just as much of the blame as I do. Just look at the garbage food she tried to serve us. I have never felt so insulted in my life as when she put that stuff on the table. We came all the way out here to visit them, and she thinks she can serve us run-of-the-mill supermarket slop?
That run-of-the-mill supermarket slop was made by one of the most prominent chefs in the local food scene.
It was? Who?
Annie!
You're kidding.
No, I'm not. She's a professional chef who runs multiple high-end restaurants in the city. She got her start working as the chef of a 5-star restaurant I used to go to back when I was younger. She gradually worked her way up to where now she's the one overseeing the entire chain.
No way.
And since she's moved up to management, she's not cooking anywhere near as much as she used to. Today was supposed to be the first time I tasted her world-class cooking in years. But then you had to come along and ruin it. Not only did you insult her cooking, you threw it away. What's wrong with you? Your atrocious behavior is so infuriating, it's almost comical.
Jerry, wait, I had no idea she was such an amazing chef. I didn't know anything about her history until you told me just now.
To be honest, that's not even the biggest issue for me. You took something that she had worked all day to make for us and threw it in the trash. It wouldn't matter if she was a world-class chef or the worst cook in the world. You don't do that to someone. And since I see that you have absolutely no remorse for what you did, I don't think I can be with you anymore. I'm sick and tired of your stuck-up personality.
Please, Jerry, don't say that. Look, I can admit that I was a bit harsh on her, but I was thinking about you. We're the ones who were coming to visit them, so shouldn't she fix food that you and I like? We're both big seafood fans, aren't we? We've always gone out to that fancy sushi restaurant downtown for our anniversaries, and you always make me stuffed lobster on my birthday. She knew that, so she could have at least had some kind of seafood delivered to the house.
You're joking, aren't you?
Is there a problem with seafood?
My little brother Joey has a major seafood allergy. He can't eat shellfish or anything else of the sort. And it's not just eating seafood that triggers his allergies. He can't even touch dishes or silverware that have come in contact with it. Don't you remember the first time you came to meet my parents? You suggested we all go out for sushi, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
And I know for a fact that I told you about Joey's allergies at the time. Not only that, I also told you that his wife was a chef that day. Did you really forget all of that?
I guess I did.
Yeah, I expected no less. You don't think about anyone but yourself, and I'm done dealing with you.
Jerry, no.
You said you want to go get some fast food? Be my guest. After you're done eating, don't even think about coming back here. I don't want you to come anywhere near my family's house ever again. You can find a hotel or something else in the area to stay at tonight. I'll contact you once I'm ready to talk about what happens next.
Jerry, don't go. Won't you at least listen to my side of the story?
I'm not interested. Goodbye.
Jerry, please. Hi, Cindy. Just letting you know I gave the luggage you left at the house to the people at the front desk. You can come down to pick it up whenever it's convenient for you. And with that, I'll leave you to enjoy the rest of your evening. Annie, wait, don't leave yet. I'm coming downstairs right now. I've got a thing or two to say to you, and you're gonna hear me out. Actually, I'm not. Both my husband and Jerry have told me they don't want me to speak to you in person anymore. Also, my husband drove us here, and he helped me carry your luggage inside. For what it's worth, I think he's even angrier with you than Jerry is. Are you sure you want to come down here and face him? He may have a thing or two to say to you himself. This is so unreal. Why is everyone on your side? Well, Jerry profusely apologized to me the second he pushed you out the front door. And his parents seemed unpleased with what you did tonight as well, so yeah, I'd say you're right. Oh, and by the way, I actually made a lot of food today. There was still plenty left over that I hadn't put out on the table yet when you threw everything away. Everyone was able to eat their fill tonight, so you don't need to worry about us going hungry or anything. You also don't need to bother to come down here and apologize. It's neither needed nor wanted. I don't care about your dinner. All I care about is that your insensitivity just caused me the most humiliation I have ever suffered in my life. You're saying that I was the insensitive one tonight? I'm sorry, you're going to have to be more specific. Exactly what did I do that was insensitive? You didn't tell me anything that I needed to know. I had no idea that you were some kind of super chef or that Joey has bad allergies. If you had simply told me the truth, none of this would have happened. You see, if you hadn't hidden a lot of crucial information from me, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in right now. So I think it's clear to any reasonable person that none of this is my fault. So let me get this right. You're saying that if I weren't a super chef but was just an ordinary housewife, and if my husband Joey didn't have severe food allergies, then you could have thrown away all the food that I cooked and demanded I order a bunch of expensive food for you? And that would have all just been hunky-dory, is that right? That's not what I'm saying. It kind of is, though. The thing is, Cindy, I've been kind of uncomfortable with your behavior for some time now. What? You got a problem with me? Originally, you and Jerry were the ones living together with his parents in their family's house. But then the two of them got into a car crash, leaving them with some substantial injuries. They could still make do by themselves, but there were a lot of things they would need help with. And it was around that time that you started saying that you wanted to move out of the house, isn't that right? Yeah, and what of it? I got a job at a company out of the state. I had to move. And after we moved out, you guys moved in, right? So what's the problem? You're all doing fine, aren't you? Yes, we're doing quite well, thank you. Jerry even comes down here by himself on weekends to visit with us. I'm enjoying having my in-laws company, too. Okay, then why are you bringing this up? What are you trying to say? I was just thinking about something you said to me earlier. If Jerry told me I had to spend all my days babysitting his invalid parents, I think I'd divorce him on the spot. Do you remember saying that? It was only a few hours ago. Well, yeah. Jerry was telling me that back when you guys lived here, you barely ever did any of the housework. You always pushed it all off onto his mother. And you say that you got a job out of state, but there are plenty of companies in your industry that are much closer. Many of them pay better than the place you applied to as well. That seems odd to me. Yeah, well, no one asked you. Seriously, what's your problem? So I don't want to cook and clean and all that boring stuff. That's no business of yours. And what woman in their right mind would want to live with their mother-in-law breathing down their neck? Why do you always seem like you're having such a good time playing house with a bunch of geezers? It ticks me off just looking at you. Is that why you were treating me so poorly while you were here? That's awfully childish of you. You're the one who's name-calling. Geez, I didn't know you had such an awful personality. Well, I mean, I'm no saint. I'm actually quite upset at what you did to me. Jerry, Joey, and their parents are all incredibly warm, kind-hearted people. The reason I seem so happy all the time is that I genuinely enjoy their company. But I think that between the two of us, seeing how you abandoned Jerry's parents in their time of need and pressured Jerry to do the same, I'd say that demonstrates pretty well that you're the one with a far worse personality. No, it doesn't. Is that really all you have to say? Nuh-uh. I guess that's not surprising. It's hard to come up with a good comeback to the plain and simple truth. Leave me alone! Gladly. Oh, and I'll be showing this entire conversation to Jerry when I see him later. What? Is it that big of a deal? He already read our earlier text exchange. Yeah, but that was before Before you admitted that you pressured him to move out because you didn't want to do any housework and take care of his parents? Yeah, I'll bet you wouldn't want him to see that. But he's going to anyway. Wait, stop. Please don't do this. Good night, Cindy. Annie, no! Jerry, what's going on? I just picked up my stuff that Annie and Joey brought to the hotel, and when I opened my suitcase, there was a stack of divorce papers on top. Worse than that, you've already signed them? Why are you doing this, Jerry?
Honestly, I should have done this a long time ago.
What?
Listen, Cindy, do you remember why we were going to my folks' house for the weekend in the first place? You've been making massive withdrawals from my savings account, taking cash directly out of my wallet. You've even been selling some of my personal things at a pawn shop for cash. I can't trust you anymore. And I told you that I was thinking about divorce. We were going to come home this weekend to explain the situation to my parents to help make it less of a shock when we actually did get divorced.
Well, yeah, but I told you that I don't want to get divorced. So that means we just have to find some way to work through our differences.
That's not how it works, Cindy. When one half of the couple throws in the towel, that means it's game over. Your parents live pretty far away, so we haven't been able to visit them in person, but I talked to them on the phone. You know what they said? They said they were sorry for not raising you better, and that I should do whatever I feel is right. In other words, they're on my side and don't object to us getting divorced.
My mom and dad said that?
I've told my parents about the situation, too. The problem is that you just won't listen to reason, so I had no other choice. I was going to talk to you in front of my own family and have you sign the divorce papers then and there. And yes, my parents knew that was the plan and they were okay with it.
I don't get it. Why don't you understand? I told you I don't want to get divorced, period. End of story. We're staying married. And as for the other stuff, we're married, and that means what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. It doesn't matter if you had all the money saved up from before we got married. I had every right to help myself to whatever I needed.
There you go again. When I tell you something important like my brother's allergies and his wife's occupation, you forget it. When I say I want a divorce, you ignore me. When I tell you not to steal my stuff without my permission, you come up with some bizarre excuse for doing it anyway.
Well, excuse me for expecting I could rely on you for support. It's not so easy being a wife, you know. I have problems, too.
I'm well aware of that. That's why my parents and I were going out of our way to accommodate you and make you comfortable. We knew you weren't very comfortable doing housework, so my mom always took the lead and did the lion's share. And as for me, I always did as much of the heavy lifting stuff around the house as I could. My dad, too, was constantly asking me if there was anything we could do to make you feel more at home. But when my parents got hurt, what did you do? Absolutely nothing!
Yeah, well, I had a good reason for that.
What good reason could you possibly have to refuse to help your own family? In the end, we had to push all the things we should have been doing onto Joey and Annie. Don't you feel guilty about that at all?
Of course I do. I'm really grateful to Joey and Annie for everything. Stop talking about me like I'm some kind of monster.
I don't know. Saying you'd sooner divorce me than help support my parents was pretty monstrous.
I can explain that.
Don't bother. I'm not interested in hearing it. I've learned my lesson with you. An explanation is never an explanation, just another excuse. Once you sign those divorce papers, send them to my parents' house. I'll go to our apartment while you're not there to pick up my stuff. I'm terminating our lease at the end of the month, so make sure you pick up your stuff before then.
But, Jerry, what am I supposed to do from now on? I can't make ends meet on just my own salary.
Are you serious? You can't even take care of yourself?
Yes, I'm serious. So if you're really going to abandon me like this, at least give me something to help me get started.
All right, that's fair. We are still married for now.
That's right.
So here's some free advice. Sell all the high-end handbags and shoes you bought with the money you took from my account.
Can't actually expect me to do that.
You should be glad that I'm not demanding you pay me back for them. Sell them and use the money to get yourself started. That's all the help I'm gonna give you.
But come on, I really like all that stuff. And how am I supposed to face my coworkers wearing normal shoes? They'll notice all my good shoes and handbags are gone right away.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will. You just don't understand. You know what? If you're going to be that way, then I'm not signing anything. And if I don't sign them, that means we're still married.
If that's the way you want it to be, fine. I'll talk to my lawyer about my options. See you in court.
Court?
Those are your options. Take what you've already taken and walk away, or I'll take all of it back. It's kind of ironic. I read your text exchange with Annie, and you were telling her this weekend was going to be a test whether she was worthy of being in the family, right? Looks like you should have been more concerned whether you were worthy yourself. Now, I strongly suggest you don't do anything to make me change my mind on giving you a choice.
Okay, Jerry, you win.
So, things got a little weird yesterday, huh? Sorry about your food getting thrown away yesterday.
It's okay, Jerry. There's nothing you need to apologize for. I'm sorry I talked about helping you work things out with your wife. I didn't know how bad things were between you.
Nah, you had no way of knowing. I only ever told my parents about what was going on. I should have let you know, too.
I guess I can say this now that you're getting divorced, but that woman has zero self-awareness.
Tell me about it. I have no idea what I was thinking marrying her. I feel bad about the trouble I caused you and my parents, too. One day while we were still living there, Joey came over to visit. Then Cindy just started complaining about anything and everything. That's when Joey offered to live there in our place. And I was so sick of Cindy's complaining that I took him up on it. I shouldn't have done that.
Hey, doing what's best for your wife is what any husband would do in normal circumstances. It's just that your circumstances were far from normal. Anytime you're hungry, feel free to stop by. I'll whip up a fresh batch of whatever you're craving. After all, I still owe you for introducing me to your brother. I've had people send their compliments to the chef before, but asking if I wanted to date their brother, that was a new one. And it's like I told Cindy, I like my life here just fine. Thanks for being such a good big brother, in-law, to me, Jerry.
And thank you for being such a good little sister-in-law. Take care of Joey for me, you hear?
Sure thing. So, did I pass the test? Am I worthy of being part of the family?
Oh yeah, with flying colors.
In the end, Cindy ended up willingly signing the divorce papers. At first, she tried to get alimony and a share of Jerry's assets, but he was ready for that. His lawyer told her that if she did that, then Jerry would press charges for theft. That would stick her with a criminal record and a massive fine in addition to paying him back. She didn't put up a fight after that. She tried to move back in with her parents, but they kicked her right back onto the sidewalk. They told her they were embarrassed to be her parents. Word about her divorce and the circumstances surrounding it spread throughout Cindy's workplace. She wasn't well-liked as things stood, so this just cemented her position as the least popular person in the company. The constant cold shoulder from her colleagues got to be too much to handle, so she quit. As for me, things have settled down around here, and I'm enjoying my life. Jerry comes by for dinner pretty often, and he offers to pay me ridiculous amounts of money every time. It feels good to have my skills appreciated, but I wish he would take no for an answer.